Hello students, let's continue with the MCQs. Now, the first MCQ today is, which of the following graphs correctly represents uniform motion of an object? When we look at the graph, we can see these graphs are distance time graphs. So ST graphs means distance time graphs only, and otherwise also if it is not mentioned, we'll assume the motion is along a straight line. So distance and magnitude of displacement are equal. Now, when we look at this, whenever the graph is inclined to time axis, this whatever physical quantity is labeled on y-axis, that is equally changing when this x coordinate changes in equal intervals of time. It means distance time graph here is a straight line inclined to time axis, so equal distances are covered in equal intervals of time, and so we know this is a graph for uniform motion of an object. Now let us have a look at the other graphs also. This graph, ST graph, is a parabola, and it is for uniformly accelerated motion with having positive acceleration. That is ST graph, again a parabola, that is also for uniformly accelerated motion but with negative value of acceleration. It means it is for uniform retardation. And last graph, ST graph, there we'll see that S has to be position actually. So it is a position time graph where S is not changing, it means position is not changing, distance from the origin is not changing. So last graph represents that the body is at rest. So this is our correct option, A. Now let us move to the next question. Here Paheli starts from home and moves a distance of 4 km towards east. She then turns to her right and covers a distance of 3 km to reach her school. Meanwhile, her brother Bujo takes a short and direct route to reach the school, travelling distance of 5.5 km. What is the difference between the displacements of Paheli and Bujo? As we can see, both of them, Paheli and Bujo, they have travelled through different routes. Okay, so Paheli has covered the total distance 4 km plus 3 km. On the other hand, Bujo has travelled a distance of 5.5 km. Because their routes are different and this is a short route, shortest distance, short route compared to Paheli. So we can say the distance travelled by Bujo is less. But what we are supposed to compare is what we want difference between the displacements of Paheli and Bujo. So we want to see their displacements and subtract them, get their difference. Now as Bujo and Paheli, both of them started from home only, and finally they have reached school. So their initial final positions are same, and displacement is the shortest distance from initial position to final position. So although they have travelled through different routes, they have travelled different distances, but their displacements are equal. So their displacements are equal. Why? Because their initial final positions are same. So difference between the equal displacements will be 0. So 0 km should be the correct answer. So this is our correct option. Now next. The momentum of a motorcycle changes by 600 kg per second in 10 minutes. What is the resultant force on the motorcycle? Now in this we know that resultant force is always equal to rate of change of momentum. In other words, it is change in momentum in 1 second. So if momentum changes by 600 kg per second in 10 minutes, remember here you have to convert this minutes into seconds. So you have to convert 10 minutes into seconds. It means 10 into 60, 600 seconds. So 600 kg per second, this is a change in momentum in 600 seconds. So obviously in 1 second, what is the change? 600 divided by 600, that will be 1 Newton. So 1 Newton is the correct answer here, because rate of change of momentum or change in momentum in 1 second is 1 kg per second. So 1 Newton, D is the correct option. Now here in this MCQ, we have a diagram, we have a graph here which is displacement time graph. In the following figure, BC represents a body moving. There are 4 options given. Now let us first study the graph. displacement time graph. When we see OA part of the graph, which is the starting part of the graph, okay, we see that it is a straight line inclined to time axis. If it is a straight line inclined to time axis, we know it is a case of uniform motion. So initially the body is having uniform motion from O to A, and then AB part of the graph represents that the body is at rest because displacement is not changing. So when displacement is not changing, the body remains at rest during AB. And BC part, here in the following figure we have to find out BC represents a body moving. So let us see what BC represents. BC part shows that displacement is decreasing, and as it is a straight line which is inclined to time axis, so it is decreasing at a uniform rate. Okay, so displacement is decreasing means the body is moving towards the initial position. So here the body is, when the displacement will decrease, when the body is moving towards the point from where it has started. So obviously here we can choose option backwards with uniform velocity. There are 4 options given: backward with uniform velocity, forward with uniform velocity, backward with non-uniform velocity, forward with non-uniform velocity. As the graph is straight line inclined to time axis, so non-uniform velocity, no, these 2 options are wrong. We have to select from A and B. As the displacement is decreasing, so we'll choose this, that the body BC represents a body moving backwards with uniform velocity. So thank you students, we'll continue in the next video.